Hello. Thank you for joining me. I'm giggling because today has been kind of the day straight um you know where, and I didn't honestly know whether I was going to get around to doing this live shot. Or this live stream rather. It's been one of those days. Anyway, regardless, I am super happy to be here. I'm going to keep this live stream semi-brief. The reason being, it's been one of those days, and I'm talking about something that I actually cover in my program, but I thought it would be beneficial for sharing during this live stream. I know people have a lot of questions about what sorts of video are the right types of video for people to be creating. Hey, Glenn. And so that's what I'm going to dive into. 3 authority building types of videos. Now, these are not the only videos that build authority. There's certainly other kinds that build authority, but these are 3 that are sort of tried and true, definitely tested on the legal audience, right? And so, by the way, if you have questions or you have comments or whatever, go ahead and drop them in the chat, and I will make sure that I have a chance to answer them at the end of the session or as they come up if they're particularly pertinent. One other thing I want to do is I want to drop in the comments a link to a webinar that I am going to be hosting on August 13th at 12 p.m. Eastern. So click the link and register if you'd like to show up. Even if you can't show up, you'll get the replay. Okay, so let's talk about what videos are the authority type building videos for attorneys. And I'm going to mention 3 of them. As I said, there's certainly more than this. And these videos can operate in other ways aside from building authority, but I'll jump into that in just a second. So these videos are sort of your opening arguments, if you will, right? And I like to think about them in sort of this framework, right? I call it the authority video triangle, and it's 3 types of videos. Each of them builds a different kind of trust. Each of them builds a different kind of visibility. But when you bring all of them together, they position you as the attorney to hire, the attorney to refer, excuse me, the attorney to remember. But they do all of this in sort of different but complementary ways. So the first video that I want to talk about, or type of video, is a video that is essentially your signature story. Now, I need to be clear about this. This is not, a LinkedIn resume in video form. This is your why me video. It humanizes you. It doesn't soften your edge. It answers questions like, why do you do what you do? Why did you pick this practice area? What do you believe about the people that you serve? So this is where you are establishing personal authority and relational credibility. Excuse me, I have something in my throat. People don't necessarily trust your expertise until they understand why you care about this particular thing. So this video, aside from building authority, earns you emotional buy-in. It shows that you're not smart. It shows not just smart, rather, but it shows that you are driven as well. And you're driven for a reason that makes people root for you. So I want you to think of this particular kind of video as why people should pick you over all of the others. And the formula for this particular type of video is hook, heart, humanity. You bring those 3 things together and it equals authority. So, for example, I didn't plan to become an immigration attorney. That's maybe how you would start it. But when my best friend got deported over a paperwork error, I saw how the system chews people up. And I've been fighting for families ever since. So this kind of video lives on your website. It lives on your LinkedIn featured section. It's certainly a post. Lives on maybe your social bios, maybe some of your intake emails. It's foundational. It helps people buy into you before they buy into your lawyering, if that makes sense. All right, so the second video in this triangle, if you will, is the FAQ authority video, right? Your frequently asked questions. This one builds education, right? It it's educational, I guess I should say, and it builds functional authority. So this is the video where you take one common question you're asked all the time, and you answer it on camera in 60 to 90 seconds, right? Not just to save yourself time. It will do that because you can pump that video out to people who ask you that question via email or wherever. But this particular kind of video shows that you're the trusted voice who is anticipating your client's concerns before they're even voicing them to you. So it's like next level credibility, right? And you get to be really useful without being salesy, which builds trust exponentially, right? So examples of this type of video certainly are dependent upon your practice area and what people are asking you, but some common ones might be, what's the difference between a will and a trust? Or can you stay in the US while your case is being processed? Or is it worth hiring an attorney for this particular challenge? Your FAQ video goes on your FAQ page. So if you have a page on your website or on a landing page, right, you could put it there. It goes on your LinkedIn posts, your YouTube videos, client follow-up emails, DM auto replies, that sort of stuff. This type of video shows that you are 5 steps ahead of where that particular client is going, right? So that's where the trust begins with that. And then the third type of video in this triangle that I'm talking about is the case type explainer video. And this is where you shift from sort of this general authority to specific niche authority. You are building niche specific authority and procedural authority is what I'm trying to say. So this type of video would showcase the type of case that you want more of. And it breaks it down in a way that highlights the stakes, right? The real stakes, your unique approach to putting this video together, and the outcome that somebody can expect when they hire you, right? This is your, I see your problem, I've already solved it sort of energy. It is magnetic to high trust, ready to hire clients and potentially referral partners as well. So the structure of this particular type of video is problem, stakes, processes to outcome. Problem, stake, process, outcome. So an example for a family lawyer may be something like this. A lot of clients come to me in the middle of a custody battle, right? Emotions are high, decisions are rushed. But if we don't slow things down and build a structured agreement that prioritizes your kids, you're going to spend more time and more money in court. Here's how I help parents get it right the first time. That would be an example of that kind of video. This one goes certainly on LinkedIn. It goes on your practice area landing pages. It goes on video lead magnets if you have those. If you are cross-platform and you're on Instagram, for example, it could be a pinned Instagram post, right? So I'm going to sort of, I'm going to do sort of a high level recap, if you will, of all of these. So all of these videos build authority. They just do it in slightly different ways, right? So you've got your signature story, which is building authority through connection and purpose. The audience takeaway is, right, I trust them. They get why this matters. Then you've got your frequently asked question authority video that gives your audience clarity, gives them confidence. You know, they take away the fact that you know your stuff and you explain it very well. And then finally, you've got your case type explainer, right? And this may have to be anonymized. Certainly, probably it does have to be anonymized, but it gives proof and it gives specificity, right? So it tells them, or the audience takeaway is, this person has solved this kind of problem or worked on this kind of case before with success, okay? So together, all of these form that sort of video authority triangle that I mentioned. So I guess my question to you is, if you've created videos already, which of these videos do you already have? And which one is missing from your triangle? And you can drop it in the chat. You can drop it in the comments, and I'll reply to you there. If you do want to go deeper, I'll help you with a lot of this during the Video Authority Blueprint webinar. As I mentioned, it's being held on Wednesday, August 13th at 12 p.m. Eastern. But I hope this was helpful in understanding what types of videos are the best types of videos for you to create in order to build that authority. With that said, do we have any questions? This live stream was so sort of last minute that I didn't even have time to send out invites to people. Missing FAQ. Glenn, are you saying you didn't understand the FAQ, or that's the one thing you don't have. Got it. Yes, Vincent, this is our new dog. Well, his butt anyway. This is Ace. We got him from the shelter about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And while he is super high energy, he also loves his sleep. So finally, it's sleep time. Okay, so Glenn, you're missing your FAQ. Amy, you say you already have an FAQ, but you don't have the others. Does it matter what order or timeline you post these? Absolutely not. You can. So I always suggest, and one of the things I do in my program is I walk people through what their content pillars are, and you'll figure out, content pillars are like the 3 to 5 things that you talk about regularly. So maybe it's something that makes you different. Maybe it's something along the lines of your story. It could be more specific, like I talk about this particular challenge with family law as it relates to, I don't know, divorce. So your buckets there's different ways to set them up. And these 3 videos will fit into your buckets, your content pillars. And so you'll rotate through them. But to answer your question, Amy, I suggest doing, starting with 1 video a week, and you can rotate through these 3, and then you can move to trust building video, and you can move to action oriented video, meaning asking somebody to book a consult or refer you or whatever the case may be. So no, absolutely does not matter. The thing about attorneys, and Amy, I see your name there. I believe you're an attorney. You don't have a traditional sales funnel the way a business might. What I mean by that is, generally speaking, you're not pulling people into your funnel and saying, like, if you're getting divorced, hire me. But you are creating awareness. It's different from lead generation versus demand generation. So staying top of mind and creating memorability through your videos, and creating memorability for your referral partners. You're very welcome. I'm glad that made sense. And yes, Vincent, thank you. Good for you. He is a doll, although we have 2 cats too that we also adopted before we got him. And I've had cats and dogs before without any problems. These guys, they need a little time to acclimate yet. We'll get there though. We'll definitely get there. Do we have any other questions? This may be a short live stream if you don't have questions. Again, I didn't have a chance to invite anybody, so I'm not sure how many people are able to show up. It was semi last minute. Well then, Glenn, I'm going to challenge you to do an FAQ. If anybody hasn't done an FAQ, the easiest way to figure out what that is to go back and, to think about the questions that you get on a regular basis. And if you're struggling to think of what they may be, go back to a couple of emails and see what questions people are asking you, and use one of those to create an FAQ video. At least practice putting one together. Any other questions? Questions. Did you say you were going to send us the link for the webinar? I did. For some reason, Vincent, when I put the link in the chat as I'm going live, it doesn't populate on LinkedIn. And I'm not sure what the glitch is. I had this problem last time as well. What I will do is I will include the link on every single post that goes out on LinkedIn. I do also have it in my featured section. What I will also try to do is after this live stream is shut down, I will try and go back and put the link in the comments as well so that you have it. But it is Wednesday, August 13th at 12 p.m. Eastern. Any other questions? Questions. This might be a short live stream tonight. I hope it was helpful. I'm trying to do these once a week. I won't be here next week, and I've been sort of sporadic this summer because of travel plans. But my goal is to get one of these out every week so that I can share information and get to know you as well. All right, I think that sounds like it might be it in terms of the questions. So you're out of class early. It's time to go enjoy recess. It is late on a Wednesday evening. So thank you for joining me. I definitely do appreciate it, especially last minute like this one was. Have a fantastic Wednesday. I will look forward to seeing you on LinkedIn and hopefully at the webinar on August 13th. Have a good one.